Fast Laners, Ryan here. I'm really excited to make this video for you because I'm coming off the high that was the Capitalism Conference, and I gave a little presentation at the event that I received some really great feedback from, where I took a lot of the themes that were coming out of the Capitalism Conference and I put them together into a little bit of a plan and also a reveal of what my total vision looks like and why I do all of this and how each piece falls into an overall picture. And we took a lot of the lessons that we were talking about at the Capitalism Conference and synthesized them. And I thought it might be beneficial for those of you who were not at the event to see what we talked about and also see how it all folds into a much bigger vision. So I have tabbed this presentation, How to Create a $100 Million Empire with 90% less work without giving up your lifestyle. So my plan for the next couple years is to build a $100 million empire. I've done an 8-figure business, sold that for an 8-figure check, and sat on my couch and said, this is really great. What's next? Well, what's greater than an 8-figure business? A 9-figure business. So that's where I'm going next. And I'll show you a little bit about how I'm going to get there. And at the same time, I'm going to show you the lessons that I've learned from interviewing some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs at the Capitalism Conference and on my podcast. So let's dive in. One thing I want you to know is that you're probably closer than you think. If you are an entrepreneur who has a big vision, if you're an entrepreneur that is building an empire, if you have a product out in the marketplace, if you are an investor who is looking for the next big thing, chances are you are closer than you think, and the only thing that you are missing is the right people and the right strategy. And I have been following a very logical path, a very logical strategy from going from 0 to 100 million, and I'm going to share that with you, and then we're going to break it down. So the first stage to being at the level that you want, that 7-figure level, is your vision and your product. Are you willing to think at the 7-figure level? Because not everyone is. Some people are just looking to make money online. Some people are just looking to be an entrepreneur. But if you are thinking at 7 figures and beyond, the next thing, Russell Brunson says it all the time, to get to your first million, it's about what you're selling and how you're selling it. My mentor, Perry Belcher, who spoke at the Capitalism Conference, says all it takes to make your first million is one offer, your product, and putting it out there. And those of you who follow me know that I say the plan to $1 million is release 3 products on one channel until you get to $1 million in sales. So getting to the 7-figure point requires vision and product. Going from 7 to 8 figures is about dialing in your marketing and sales. Ezra Firestone says all the time that they grew from 4 million to 21 million in 12 months when they mastered direct response advertising. That was it. They already had their product, they knew how they were selling it. Dialing in their direct response took them from 7 figures to 8 figures. One of my other mentors, Travis Sago, makes all his money in the back end. He says, too many entrepreneurs stop at the 7-figure level because they're focused on product and how they're going to sell it when all the money is made in the back end. And that's how he goes from 7 figures to 8. Grant Cardone says, sell or be sold, baby. That's what I say. Sell it. Brian Lee, who's the founder of The Honest Company, was on stage with me at the Capitalism Conference, and their strategy for going to 100 million, which he's done multiple times, says double down on e-commerce and then pivot into other channels, which a lot of you who are selling physical products on the internet are doing already. Go all in on your e-commerce and then leverage that to go into other channels. That was a really fascinating conversation with Brian Lee. And then the third stage, going to $100 million, is all about what you're investing in, namely people. For example, I was wrong about Bitcoin. I've been very public about my skepticism about cryptocurrency because I invest in the things that I know and can control. And I haven't built a network of people who are active in cryptocurrency. So I only invest now in people. And one of those, by the way, I have a friend and advisor who's gone all in on crypto. And if I were to invest in that, if I were to invest in an alternative investment, I would go through someone I know rather than try and figure it out myself, because that is not my primary skill set. Investing is about freeing you up to go all in on your skill set so that you can put your money into these other areas. Gary Vaynerchuk said very publicly on our stage, if you want to go from 1 million to 100 million, it is about people and investing in those people. Cameron Herold spoke at the Capitalism Conference. He advises companies to go to 100 million, and he has said, he looked me in the eye and he said, the more successful I become, the more I realize that my net work is my net worth. Jesse Itzler shared his strategy. He's one of the owners of the Atlanta Hawks, and he talked about how he made his money was working in and investing in big deals. Marquis Jet, Zico Coconut Water, No Foods. Now, notice a theme here. If you were to see these talks at the Capitalism Conference, you would have seen a theme emerging, because everyone here works hard, right? But they have the same amount of hours in the day as you do, as I do. Those who have already built $100 million companies are focused on their network, their strategy, and what they're investing in. Jeff Hoffman gave the opening keynote at the Capitalism Conference, and he talked about it like building your New England Patriots, assembling the team of people so that you are supporting them, but they are the ones who are bringing the ball down the field. Now, we just went through the 3 stages, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. Now, most entrepreneurs see this and it feels like they're looking up a big staircase. It's a long journey that I'm going to make to go up these stairs. That's how most entrepreneurs view it. What I have learned, and I'll share with you how, what I learned in the last 12 months was that, yeah, you need to take the stairs. But once you take a few stairs, get into another vehicle. Because you can go to the top of the mountain taking the stairs, or you can take a few steps into a private jet and have the jet take you there. And it's going to cost more, but it's going to be faster. It's going to be less headaches, and it's going to be a more enjoyable experience. So what I've been looking at is, how do I take the plane to the top of the mountain rather than climbing the stairs? The stairs got me to this level. The stairs got you to this level. Doing it in this order got you to a certain level. But when are you going to get a different vehicle? When are you going to play this game bigger? When are you going to change the game? So there's a lie that I think most entrepreneurs buy into, which is that it just requires more work to go after 1 million or 10 million than it is to go to 100 million or $1 billion. It takes more work. The staircase just gets longer. I found out that that isn't the case. I'm going to tell you a story. When I sold my last company, and I was working with the group that acquired my company, they're looking at this and they're saying, well, we can make they're looking at it like a $100 million company. They were really excited to take this company from 8 figures to 9 figures. And I'm looking at their strategy, and it was just absolutely fascinating to look at how they viewed the company that I had built. Why do you see it as a $100 million company, but I've only taken it to 8 figures? And the way that they looked at it was not to learn my business. It was not to figure out Amazon. It was not to get good at what I'm good at. It was to assemble the team, the network, and the capital to make the deal happen. Now, they didn't work harder than me. They worked less hard than me. But now they own the majority of my business and are growing it to 100 million without them going into the weeds and learning all the details that you and I try to figure out. So it was a big aha for me, realizing that you don't have to climb the stairs. You have to take some stairs to get into the plane and skip right to the top. You can focus on the things that take you to 100 million or 10 million, whatever your vision or your goal is, rather than trying to build every little step of the way. So this became another recurring theme at the Capitalism Conference, where Kimball Musk, who advises his brother Elon, well, he very publicly said, if a goal is not improbable to me, I'm not interested. I'll just go spend time at the beach. So his entire entrepreneurial empire is based on things that are improbable. Damon John from Shark Tank said, Getting beyond $10 million is about who you are partnered with and you are surrounded by. He talked about all of these businesses that he had invested in, that he had advised, that were small Shark Tank businesses, and now they're doing 8 figures, 50 million and up because they were partnering with the right person and because they had the right network and the right strategy. Roland Frazier, who led one of the most popular sessions at the Capitalism Conference, says, it is not the entrepreneur's job to be grinding all the time. It's the entrepreneur's job to be freed up to go pursue the next breakthrough. How many times have you stepped away from your business and a new breakthrough happened? Versus most of the time we just focus on the weeds. That's not your highest and best use. Once again, Brian Lee said, it takes just as much work to have a little small business. And he talked about it. It was a frozen yogurt shop. He had a frozen yogurt shop that took a tremendous amount of work and failed. And the same amount of work created the Honest Company. So he says, if it's going to take the same amount of work to do something small or to do something great, you might as well do something great. So I've learned that you don't have to take the stairs, you can jump right to the top, because small entrepreneurs focus on small things, big entrepreneurs focus on the big things that make them rich. Now, here's why I think you're probably closer than you think to the goals that you have. If you run a company that is doing under $1 million in profit, you can sell that business for between 2 and 3 times its yearly profit. That same business, once it grows beyond that $1 million, it will sell for a much larger amount, twice as much, 4 to 6 times the yearly profit. If you take that same business and you grow it over $10 million in profit, that is when the valuations as a multiple double again. So that same business is now selling for 8 to 12 times. Here's why this matters. If you are in the driver's seat of your business to just create breakthroughs, and you went out and you partnered with your competitors, with your distribution channels, and they become allies, and you do a roll-up where you partner the businesses together, and you're thinking about things like acquisitions, you're thinking about things, the breakthroughs rather than the minutia, could you get yourself to 8 figures or 9 figures a lot faster? If you were the deal maker instead of the hustler. So how would your career change if you were looking at opportunities and connections and the network that you're building rather than the little tiny minutia that stresses you out and keeps you stuck as an entrepreneur? So a lot buy into this idea that it takes more work to tackle small goals or big goals than small goals. The reality is you're probably already working too hard, which is why you're missing breakthroughs. It's your job to be freed up to pursue the opportunities and the connections that get you to 8 and 9 figures. All right, myth number 2 is that you have to wait until you are ready or you have enough capital to hit something big. So I'm going to tell you a story about one of our backroom members. His name is Randy. Randy is one of my favorite people in our little circle because he is just happy and goofy and does things like this. I just love hanging out with the guy. And Randy has done some really cool things. He's built a 7-figure business in the last couple of years, left the corporate world. I'm super proud of him. And we were on a call recently where he says, Ryan, I think I have found my $10 million idea. I think I've found my $10 million business. And he's talking to me about it, and it's right in his skill set. It's right in his wheelhouse. And he says, I just need to get my business to the mid 7 figures so that I have the cash flow and the capital to go do my 8-figure company, do my 8-figure exit. So I asked him a question. I said, Randy, if we could, instead of you thinking about it 2 years from now, if we could start working on this now and you had unlimited capital, how fast could you build this out? And he said, in 12 months, I think that this could be an 8-figure business. So I said to him, you mean to tell me that you, who's already run a similar business, see an 8-figure opportunity, but you're going to delay it for 3 years because you don't have the capital? Randy, I have people throwing money at me saying, please partner with me with one of your students. I said, Randy, if we could get you $500,000 or $1 million in funding, would you want to pursue this 8-figure business? And he said, absolutely. So what we did is we just saved 2 years of time so that he can build the big thing that is going to have a huge exit and is going to allow him to never have to worry about money again. And it's right within his skill set. And he'll be partnered with people that he likes working with. I want to partner with him on this idea. And he's going to be around individuals who can help support him and make it go faster. He can take the private plane to the top of the mountain rather than saying, I'm going to build my business to 7 figures and then I'll take that money and I'll put it into another business. That would be taking the stairs. You can take the private plane. So the second myth, that you must wait until you're ready or you have the right capital. The truth is that your job as the entrepreneur is to cultivate a network and go seek the opportunities so that they come together effortlessly. That is your job as an entrepreneur. If you have a big vision, if you want to build an empire, you don't do it by taking the stairs. You do it by creating the network and the opportunities so that they come together effortlessly. Number 3, 8- and 9-figure opportunities are rare. Here's why this is a lie. Damon John talked about this example from stage, the Scrub Daddy. He said, this is the dumbest idea ever, and yet it has sold tens of millions of dollars. It's the most successful product ever released on Shark Tank. What happened is Lori got involved. Lori had a system and a strategy. She applied it to the Scrub Daddy. Scrub Daddy explodes. This guy who had a little tiny business with a little simple idea partnered with the right person at the right opportunity, put in the right system, and that business exploded. That's the power of taking somebody who is looking for opportunities rather than taking the stairs. That's why the Scrub Daddy has been so successful. Russell Brunson spoke from stage about ClickFunnels. The right strategy and the right people have created countless millionaires, and then you have 8-figure funnels as well. So sometimes they're really simple. Like he talked about the example of Trey, who's on your screen right now, doing it with, I think it was flashlights. You have one here on the right of yoga. These are not rare opportunities. These are just the right strategy. These are just a product, even a simple product, going to 7 and 8 figures because they're around the right people and have the right network with the right opportunities at the right time. When you put those together, that's when you create 8 and 9-figure companies. Well, we talked again, this is Brian Lee, founder of The Honest Company, alongside his partner Jessica Alba. Hey, Jessica. And Brian Lee talked all about how when he started The Honest Company, he saw a window of opportunity and he wanted to punch the gas. So what he did is he went out and raised capital, built the team, and he went all in on that opportunity because he saw it as a window that he wanted to step on the gas. Now, he had other companies. He's a founder of LegalZoom too, and he bootstrapped LegalZoom. But The Honest Company, he decided he wanted to go fast because of the window of opportunity. So they got in the private plane and went to the top of the mountain rather than taking the stairs. Simple products, simple idea, executed by the right strategy and the right people. So it's not that 8 and 9-figure opportunities are rare. It's that entrepreneurs seek opportunities and connections that take them right to the top of the mountain. So how does this apply to me? How am I implementing this strategy? I have it in 2 parts. The first one is the business strategy. And this is when I was sitting down with Gary Vaynerchuk on stage. He said that his goal to buy the New York Jets was to double down on his singular skill and go find people who could allow him to go pursue that singular skill. Roland Frazier said on stage this year that it's the entrepreneur's job to get good at 1 or 2 things and build everything around that. So for me, I am now acquiring, scaling, and selling businesses. That is my singular skill as an e-commerce entrepreneur. So to support that, I am building a world-class network of advisors, private equity groups, investors, and influencers so that I can continue to acquire, scale, and sell companies. And I'm also partnering with entrepreneurs who have similar and complementary visions. I'm looking for people to party with. I'm looking for people to play alongside with as I build out this vision, and this is what my singular skill is. The other side of this is the investment piece, is investing the profits. So that is investing in businesses that have 8, 9-figure potential, help them grow and sell and put together roll-ups to where we can double or triple the value of their company when they sell. And if I do that with the right people, that's going to get me a few dollars that I can continue to invest into other things that I'm excited about. The second is I'm working my way into groups that have the access to early stage Silicon Valley deals and even some initial coin offerings before they're open to everybody else. So I have one advisor, for example, who has notoriously taken a crypto advisorship because he was on the ground floor of one of these cryptocurrencies, took a $25,000 investment to $1.2 million. I think it's actually a lot more than that now. Should have bought Bitcoin. And I have networked with those type of individuals to allow me to invest in those opportunities that are not available to the public. And then third, I'm involved in real estate syndications. So I look for tax-friendly cash flow deals that most traditional investors are not open to or don't have access to because they don't have the network. I have the network. So by working my way into those networks, I'm able to double down on my singular skill, acquiring businesses, selling businesses, scaling businesses, and invest the profits into these other areas to create that growth that I want to build up the vision that's in my head. So my plan to grow to $100 million is to build empires, invest the profits, and to advise and invest in other entrepreneurs who want to join or have similar visions. So as I look at this, and as I look at the best opportunities to get me to my goals, I'm starting to evaluate where I'm going to take my career. And I have decided to partner with a few entrepreneurs and to help them grow over 8 figures and implement and use my network and my influence and my advisorship to be able to grow to the level that they want. And it looks like this. I'm looking to partner with entrepreneurs who have 7 or 8 figure products and they want to add an additional 0 over the next 12 to 24 months. I'm looking for brands that want to expand into retail or onto Amazon who just need introductions or strategies to make it easy and really profitable for them. I'm looking to partner with startups who are well-funded and have that 8 or 9 figure vision. I'm looking for businesses that are being prepared for exit, like they want to sell their businesses. And I'm looking for businesses that have email lists or audiences of at least 100,000 people. These are the individuals that I know that I can make a huge impact on. And this is what we do together. We consider promotions to my audience and to capitalism.com if it's appropriate, which if you look at getting one influencer behind you, that can easily add hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to your business. You can add me to your advisory team, which means that if you're raising capital or you're bringing on certain strategic partners or employees, you can use my name and my influence in order to help make that happen. You can come to Austin, Texas, where I'll have virtual meetings as they are needed, and my minimum fee is $100,000 for that. I will look at your business and help you find hidden profit centers or other strategic bolt-on businesses, we call them, to be able to partner with, and we'll look at turning what is costing you money into where it can make you money. We're also going to work together on getting your business ready to be sold for the maximum amount. And believe me, if you do a few tweaks, you can often add $1 million or more, much more, to the amount that you receive if you do a couple of things right. I also have access to a network of people who can advise you or help you grow along the way, like investors, private equity groups, promoters, and other connections. And imagine how many years that would take for you to build up on your own. And I would be willing to consider investing in a company if it was the right fit. So all of this together is, I put a value of $3.25 million on what we could do together over the next year or so in growing your business. So here's how it works. My consulting fee is $100,000, and I take 10% of the profits of what we generate together. So I aim to make way, way more from the 10%. So I turn away anyone that I am not absolutely sure that we together are worth millions of dollars more. And of course, we'll have a conversation and we'll look at what those opportunities are before we exchange any dollars or put anything to paper, because I want to make sure that this is going to be very lucrative for myself, for you. It's going to be fun and easy, that we like working together. So that's how it works. It's 10% of the total new growth of the profits, and what you've built up until this point stays yours. That is, you built that. I don't get any of that. But when we grow together, that is when I will be cut into the profits of the business. If you're not ready for something like that, or you're not ready to pay an expensive advisor to help you grow, I run a group program called the Backroom. And this is my internal ecosystem to build and sell business empires and to invest the profits so that you can live the lifestyle that you want, deserve, and don't have to worry about working ever again. And this is what we do. We focus on two things. We focus on building business empires, which is getting your business to 8 figures and up, getting ready for sale, and building a world-class team so that you're not doing all the operations and all the grunt work yourself. And number 2, we focus on investing the profits, which is participating in private deals and working with investors who have that network that I have built and those opportunities that don't exist to the general public. And also I open up the Shark Tank style deals that I have coming from my way and within my pipeline because of everything that I'm doing. So if you want to invest like a shark, I have those opportunities available inside of the back room. This is for physical product sellers who are 7 or 8 figures and you're struggling to break over that $10 million mark. We can help you with that. This is for overworked entrepreneurs who are too busy to be freed up to look for their next breakthrough, because we'll work on building a team for you so you are freed up to pursue those opportunities. We're looking for businesses who want to sell in the next 24 to 36 months. And we're looking for $1 million business owners who want to start a new or a bigger business. This is also for investors, people who want to be sharks, who want to invest in emerging businesses within our ecosystem, within our community, because I have access to a lot of deal flow and I love to partner with other entrepreneurs who can add value and put capital in so that we can grow that business and have nice paydays at the end of the day. And we're looking for entrepreneurs and investors who want passive income from investing the profits from their business. So what we do is we'll again consider promotions to our network, and on capitalism.com we look for connections. We look to make connections to business buyers and brokers so that you can sell above market value. In fact, I've been in touch with one who has done hundreds of millions of dollars in transactions, and he just helped one of my contacts sell instead of for 4x, but for 8 times. So you can get as much as 2 times the value of your company by working with the right person. If that doesn't add $250,000 to the money in your pocket, something went terribly wrong. We also open up these insider deals that we talked about so that you can generate wealth, grow your business, and get more passive income. I give you the name and contact information of my retail partners so that they can make a phone call and see if it's a fit to have your product in stores everywhere. I also have hand-selected capital sources with a multitude of structures that will be favorable to your business and your situation. And rather than you trying to figure it out on yourself, I just give you my contacts of capital partners who can help you have the capital you need to grow the business that you want. And I open up those Shark Tank type of deals that we talked about to the back room as well. All right, so I put a value of this at $1.6 million based on the growth that we will have. And if you break that down, that's only $160,000 a month. Less than that. It's like $130,000 a month. If we don't find that quickly in your business, something went terribly wrong, because we have students who have tripled their businesses, added hundreds of thousands of dollars, added millions of dollars to their businesses. So all we need to do is add an extra 100K or 200K to your business, and this is a 10x win for you. All right, so the way that the backroom works is you pay an upfront deposit, and then the rest comes out of profit. So it's a really low stress, easy way to be inside of the backroom without a heaviness of the cost, but it is expensive. And we do that because it works 100% of the time for 100% of the people who put 100% into growing their business. And if you're that type of a person, I know that I can make this a big win for you and help you achieve that vision that you have for yourself and your business much faster. So here's my big call to action. After sharing my vision with you and how I'm taking my career over the next 12 to 24 months, I'm looking for people to play with, to partner with. So my big call to action is there's an application below, and when you click on it, it's going to take you through a series of a few questions, and by question 4, there's probably going to be a good idea. You will know if this is a fit for something that you want to do or not. And if you want to do it, awesome. Let's play full out and let's build a big empire together. If you don't want it, I have no interest in trying to persuade you to join, because if you want it, great. Let's do something great. At this point in my career, I am just looking for people to play full out with, to have fun with, to grow businesses together, and to make a lot of money and change the world in the process. So if you're an entrepreneurial empire builder who is building an 8 or a 9 figure vision, if you're an investor who is looking for insider deals, if you are preparing your business to be sold someday, I think I can save you a few years and a few dollars by sharing my network and my influence with you. And if that sounds like something you want, click the button below. And if not, cool, that's fine too. Hey, I so appreciate you listening to my vision. It was so much fun sitting over there in the JW Marriott in Austin, Texas, chatting with Damon John, Russell Brunson, Brian Lee, Kimball Musk, and synthesizing all of their wisdom together at the Capitalism Conference to distill the playbook to building big business empires. So thank you for those of you who joined me, and if you missed it, I hope to see you at a future CapCon another time. Thanks for watching this video, and you can click the link around this video to start an application. Talk to you soon.